Yeah, I'm here with Frankie Campisano and Steve Autore. How are you guys?
Pretty tired.
I'm pretty tired too.
We are absolutely wiped. We have been working all day, every day at the festival. We love doing it, um, but at a certain point, we eventually run out of battery.
Right.
Yeah, we've been working behind the scenes production on the festival, and very happy to do so. It's my first year working for the festival. It's been a really great experience so far. Um, yeah, I'm happy for the opportunity, and we're also here to represent one of our films, Breakfast at Berghain, which premiered at the did a world premiere last Friday on the Midnight Blocks. So great experience and great turnout.
Yeah, I'd say in all sincerity, like the opportunity to get to meet with all the filmmakers, connect with everybody, not just as like a fellow midnight filmmaker, but working the press line, getting to talk to everybody on the carpet, doing interviews for socials. It's just been a great way to feel like we've connected with all the other teams, and in a way that not everyone gets to, and so that's a privilege that we're really grateful for.
So back to your film, Breakfast at Berghain. I absolutely loved it. I've seen another of your films, and I love that you guys have a very stylish approach to filmmaking, and it always brings up things for me, like both of your films that I've seen. This one, I feel like, and someone in your company was mentioned modern day Cinderella, and I do feel like it kind of is. Like, I know it's like a crazy take on it, and I probably took it somewhere else, but it really spoke to me, and I loved it.
Thank you very much. Yeah, Breakfast at Berghain is it is kind of a modern day Cinderella. It's about a young woman who lives this extremely sheltered existence, this kind of quasi 1950s kind
Yeah.
of controlling.
It's a Leave It to Beaver kind of style. Like it's not black and white, but like it has that tone. Kind of, it kind of goes through like a Pleasantville kind of thing, where like it goes from, you know, very like no music, no do your chores type of thing, to her discovering dance music and leaving home to do so, and finding herself. It's kind of coming of age, just as Cinderella finds her fairy godmother, I would say her fairy godmother is techno music, which is interesting.
Yeah, it's a story about found family, self-discovery, a love of techno music, and especially at its heart, it's about the idea of like the ugly American who goes abroad one time and completely reinvents himself, and then thinks they are the expert on another culture, and in many ways how that then reverberates because they become almost an ambassador for that culture, whether fairly or unfairly.
Yeah.
Oh, you want
Just to add that, she goes like deep. So she goes from like no music to like party, rave culture, drugs, interesting characters.
The film never gets dark. The film itself stays lighthearted even as we bring in all this kind of like debaucherous stuff. It's a decidedly feel-good film, which is a little bit atypical for us, I'd say. So it's nice to have that in the slate.
Well, I love it, and I've never been to Berghain, but I've been there. I've been to that place she was, where a dog puppet is a DJ for sure. And I think it's kind of funny because there are a lot of DJs that, are these personas that, like it could happen.
Yeah, we love DJ Fido. Shout out to Marguerite who brought the DJ Fido puppet to the red carpet. It's one of those pieces that when to take you back to the origin of this project, we first connected with our writer-director, Autumn Palin. Shout out to Autumn, when we did a script swap a couple years ago. And Autumn sent me the script. I sent her some I think you should leave spec sketches, just to be like, this is my sense of humor. She sent me this. And so I said, well, forget my stupid stuff. Let me make this. If no one else is making this, I want to make this. Because this script felt more like my sense of humor and our sense of humor than any script that I had read. Certainly any script that I had read that felt like it was producible. And DJ Fido was in there from the very beginning. and it always felt like a thing that we might have to cut. That, like, this is a fun idea on the page. How are we going to do it? And there were actually a few famous dog puppets from like Academy Award winning movies that we did audition. And this is not a joke. The DJ Fido puppet was the one that actually won the role, and so we were super happy to work with DJ Fido. Super happy to have DJ Fido on the carpet. And even though it's a small part in the role, I'd say it's a small part in the film. I'm very tired. It's a load-bearing role because it's so absurd, and it really kind of sets the tone that this is this fantastical world that she kind of enters. And certainly on the carpet, when people saw DJ Fido had a cigarette as well. They knew, oh, this must be a midnight film, and that's something I really was hopeful for.
Yeah. I'm really mad I didn't get to interview DJ Fido. Like, it is my long time dream to interview like Kermit and Miss Piggy. So
That'll be amazing.
yeah, I'm pretty sad I missed him.
We can do Kermit and Miss Piggy impressions for the rest of the interview if that would help.
I don't know if it's the same.
No, definitely not, but it's close.
Yeah, so I don't know. How long did it take to shoot? And locations? Where did the film take place?
Well, I was the first AD on the film, so it took, was it 4 days total? I would say 4 days total.
5. We had
Yeah.
one kind of like small shoot day. And
Yeah.
It was a block schedule is the biggest thing.
Yeah, definitely a block schedule, and we had some great locations. Our main house was really cool because it like had very vintage wallpaper, like all of the tchotchkes on the walls and on the shelves. Like it was kind of pre-dressed a little bit, which was really helpful for that section. And then we like recreated Berghain, which was really cool. Got a warehouse, lots of lights, got a lot of extras. Very thankful for our extras that came out to help us. Super big help because it really does feel like a club environment, even though we're in like kind of a empty warehouse. And then we like, in a lot of the films that we've made, working in like multimedia. So we worked with like back projection and things like that as well. There's a scene in an airport, for instance. It's a hard location to get. So, little inside detail, if you watch it again, that, is back projection and stuff like that. Staying cost effective, but also it fits our tone of the movie, dealing with the absurd and things like that. DJ Fido gives us some wiggle room to get away with things like that and have it feel like it just fits the tone and not feel like it's like a, I don't know, low budget move, let's say that.
Yeah, at the time, we've done projects with larger budgets since then. Shout out to our executive producer, Jordan Sarf, who we love working with because he just backs our creative vision and wants to take a bigger, bolder swing every time that we make a movie together, and that's a great way to work. But it was really important to us that this project was made here in LA. Neither of us have ever been to Berlin. Autumn has, but she had not been to Berghain. And so we wanted to bring Berlin to LA as much as we could in a scrappy way. And I don't know, I'm just really, really proud of the locations. The block scheduling, like Steve mentioned, is super important. We shot half of this film months before the rest of it. We shot the first 7 minutes, the first 7 pages, which for a 14-minute film, it's half the movie, all in one day. We wrapped all of those principal actors and that house location in one shoot day on a shoestring budget, which we then used to go win over our financier and bring in additional funding, and then do the second half of the movie, which even though in the final cut, equivalent runtime, 7 minutes, that back 7 minutes, more locations, more actors, more expenses. The bulk of the budget goes into that back half. And so we needed to show people what the movie was, and also it was important that we didn't have half of a movie. If the movie had to end when Rosie leaves home, it could have. We didn't want it to, but God forbid anything could have happened, we wouldn't have been left with half a movie.
Well, Thank you so much for chatting with us. Breakfast at Berkane, a surreal experience that everyone should check out, and I can't wait to see more Nice Hog productions in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. We have a new